Well, I'm not going to lie. I tried recording this recipe before, so it's got a couple of long bits of cooking time, and so I thought I'd start at the beginning and then just talk you through the rest of it. Well, my volume was way down and could hardly hear myself talking. So here we are. We are partway through this recipe. It is a tomato sauce. It's called tomato ketchup. It's an English recipe, ketchup, and the reason I'm making this, we are going camping next week, and my husband said we haven't got enough tomato sauce. And I've been making our tomato sauce, probably for the last year. I think you find with Thermomix, there are some things that you make and some things that you don't make. Like I've only been making the yogurt really for the last 4 months, but I'm absolutely loving it. So, you know, sometimes it's a question of just putting yourself out of your comfort zone a little bit and trying something different. But with the tomato ketchup, the main reason I wanted to make it, and I make our barbecue sauce as well, is because you go into the supermarket, it is actually really hard to find glass bottles with tomato sauce or barbecue sauce in it. You can get all those squeezy ones, the plastic, and I'm just trying to minimize the plastic, as I'm sure you're well aware. Doesn't mean to say I don't buy some things that are in plastic. Obviously I do, but if there's something that I can make in my Thermomix that is going to mean I'm not doing plastic, then I do that too. So here we go. I'm just going to get the recipe up and I'll talk you through the first bit. It's really delicious too. It's a bit spicy. It's got chili in it. So start cooking. I put in a kilo of tomatoes. Now, tomatoes are reasonably cheap at the moment, so I did use fresh ones. I do sometimes use just cans. If the tomatoes are really expensive, I'll just use a couple of cans instead. 180 grams of red capsicum, red onion, garlic cloves, a chili, white wine vinegar. I didn't have white wine vinegar, but I had a Pinot Noir vinegar, very fancy, but that's what I had in there, so I've used that. Then you had to blitz all that up together. And then putting the simmering basket on top, it's just cooked for 40 minutes, okay? And I've been sitting doing other stuff and I've come back to it. So next I have to do, take that off. Oh, it looks like. So this is what it looks like so far. All right, actually it feels a bit dark under there. A bit down under there. Make sure your pins are dry. Okay. All right, then I've got 1 pinch of nutmeg, which is there. So let me show you here. I have mustard seed, which is here. I have my black peppercorns, which are there. I have my bay leaf. I have my hot paprika. I have my cayenne pepper and the salt. So all of those are actually going in. So I'll pop them in first. That's all done. And then I need to put in 100 grams of dark brown sugar. And I really can't remember if I decreased this or not. So I'm going to put in 80 grams. Because usually things are quite sweet. So just cut it down a little bit. There we go. I'm also going to scrape off the tomato that's on the lid here. Put that back in, not that you can see that. Let's get this up a little bit higher. So I'm just scraping this in here. All right. And then it's asking me to put the simmering basket back on the top. And 15 minutes, 120 degrees, speed 2. So I'm going to turn that on. And then we're going to have a quick look at the preview, which is the mixture should thicken during the cooking time. Remove the simmering basket. And pop the MC back in. And then we're going to blend it for a minute. So when you're blending hot liquids, you always start off at speed 5 and then slowly turn up to, doesn't actually tell me on there, so I'm not quite sure why it doesn't say that. We'll check that in just a sec. And then we transfer it into a warm, large, sealable jar or bottle and tightly close the lid. Okay. Put it upside down for 10 minutes and allow it to cool. Place into the fridge. It's ready to use. All right. So in here, I'm going to use my 3 magic dots and I'm going to look at the recipe detail. Come down here. Yeah, it says blend for 1 minute, speeds 5 to 10, increasing the speed slowly from speed 5 to speed 10. And just in the tips and tricks, it can be stored in the fridge for 3 months. Now, I know I have had mine for way longer than that and it's still fine. So I don't think you need to worry too much about that. Obviously, if you're a family that uses a lot of sauce, then you'll get through it really quickly. We don't use a heap, but we do use it every now and then. And yeah, it lasts in the fridge for longer than 3 months, for sure. But just keep an eye on it. Moldy, chuck it out, or at least take a good layer at the top. All right. All right. That's it. So we will be sourced for our camping trip.